and welcome to the second part of this tutorial. Now let's close this first, and what we now need to do is to create our database. So this is my database browser for SQLite. I believe you guys have already installed this. I have it on my Visual Basic tutorial of how to create student management system using SQL. You will also see that on my description area. So let's start by going to File and create a new database, and I'm going to just save it straight onto my desktop because I intend to copy it onto my development area of the folder. So let's call it student right there on the desktop. There we go. Now that this pops up, might as well just give that a name. I'm going to call it student as well. And here, right here, let's add the first field. I'm just going to say ID. Now the next one is going to be called student ID. Then the next one, let's say course code. And first name. Okay, and add another one, or let's add first name again. The first name didn't go through. We're supposed to press enter, and here I'm going to call that surname. Okay, so I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, that's my database, and this is how it's looking there. Okay, now take it up so that you can see it. I'm going to click on OK. So it's already created. So I'm just going to now close this because I don't need it anymore. It's all saved. So close. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. Close that. Yeah. Now the next thing is I'm now going to get that particular database straight into my project area. This is my project area there, with this very one. So double click on that and double click on the inside folder, double click on the bin debug. Right inside debug, that's where I'm going to drag my SQL database that I've just created. Now right in here, so let's just press window E to open another window. Right on my desktop, that is the database here. That's it. So I'm just going to drag it on board straight onto my debug area. That is it right there. Drag there. So that's it. I now have my SQL database on board. So I can even close that. I'll just go back to my area there. Double click and right in here. There. So close that. We don't need it anymore. And we'll close this as well. Our work is done there. So the next thing now is, let's go to the Solution Explorer. Okay, and right click on the name of your project there, and we now want this manage and you get pack. Click on that. We need that so that we can invite our SQL onto the system. So that must be done. Create your database and get your SQL, and here if you want you can search for it or you can browse. So let's just say SQLite. There we go, and there we go guys. So you have different choice there, either these or these, but I'm going to settle for the 4.339 million download here. So I'm going to just click on that, and right up here, once you click on the one you actually preferred, click on install, and that should install it straight onto your system. Look at it installing. So if you look here, it's actually saying Visual Studio is about to make changes to this solution. Click OK to proceed with the change. OK with the change list below. So I'm going to click on OK, and there we go. And there we go, guys. You can see it's now installed. Look at it right there. Let's close that. Look, if I click on install, then I will uninstall it. It's already installed on my system. Once you get this button that says uninstall, that means it's installed. So I can close that now. I don't need it anymore. We have no need for that anymore. Now SQL is in. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is, let's go straight inside the code, and right here we now need to add the following libraries. Okay, right underneath here, enter using system dot data right there, and dot Sqlite. There we go. That is it. Yeah, it's already in the system. Now the next thing we want to do is right here where we have the patcher class. So just enter the following. So I'm going to say private Sqlite connect. Let's look for connect. Now I need connect first. There we go, right there, connect. So I'm going to just call it SQL connect. That is my own variable that I've just created. Now the next thing is going to be SQL command. Let's say private Sqlite command right there. And the Sqlite command, I'm going to call it SQL CMD. There. Now the next one is, let me go for private again, private data table. So that's just going to be for my data table right there, and data table equals let's say SQL DT for my data table equals new data table. Yeah, enter semicolon there, and let me just get this one as well. There. This is going to be data set. Let's say data set right, and the data set, I'm just going to call that DS equals new data set. New data set. Let's enter parentheses there, and parentheses is missing here as well. Yeah. Okay, just one more. We're almost there. Let's say private Sqlite, and this time around is going to be for data adapter. Data adapter. For the data adapter, I'm just going to call that DB. Right. So those are all the variables I intend to use. In total we have 1 2 3 4 5. Right. Alright, now let's do one other thing. I'm just going to copy this, I'm going to come in here because I want to set my database. So let's come right underneath here, maybe underneath the form load, enter that, and I'm going to enter here that will be void. Okay, and here I'm just going to change that to set connect, and let's enter parentheses. I'm going to cut this off because I'll need it later on anyway, and curly bracket there. So in here my variable Sqlite connect equals new Sqlite, this very one, and that is going to be data source equals what? Let's see. Now to get where my data source is, let's go straight to where I save my table right here. Double click on that and go into my inner folder, the bin debug, and that is the database. So all you need to do is hold on to your shift key, right click on it so that you can select the path, and right here look, copy path. There, I've already copied the path. So all I'm now going to do is come right in here where I have data source equals, and just paste the path right there. That is it. I've pasted the path there. Delete that very one. We already have quotation here, and let's delete the excess quotation there. And now the backslash, you're going to have to make that double backslash there. Repeat the same thing for this. That is where my data source is, depend on where yours is. Okay, undo that. Yeah, and one more there, and right out here semicolon there. So that's my data source in place. Let's reduce this so that you guys can see. That is it. Okay, depend on wherever you have your own table. Okay, that is done. Now the next thing we want to do is, now let's create the execute query. So maybe I should copy this again, just change it around, paste that in there, and this one is going to be for my execute query. So private void execute query, and that is going to be string. Let's give it a string. Let's call it student IDQ. Well, there. So come right down here, and there we go. Okay, that is my execute query. I think I should put an E here. Yeah, there we go. So that is correct. Right, now the next thing is set connection parenthesis there. Now that is set, SQL con dot, I want it to open enter parenthesis. Now that is done. The next one is going to be SQL command. Those are the variables that I created earlier, so I'm now calling each of them inside the execute query. It's going to be SQL con dot create. Try that again, that's wrong. SQL con double N dot create command there. That is done. So the other one that I'm now going to do is SQL command dot command text. Okay, so SQL command dot command text equals the student ID queue that I have up there. Right, now SQL command again, dot execute non-query. There we go, right there. Now what else? SQL command, I would like it to dispose. Yeah, remember it's not the one with the D, dispose. So now SQL connect dot close. Make sure you always close. Yeah. Okay, we need a semicolon here as well, and that is it. There we go. That's my execute method ready. Now one more thing we need to do is to make sure we are able to load this database straight onto my system here. So the first thing I want to do is, let's say, private void load data. There. So for the private void load data, let's set the connection first. Paste that in here, and I also need the SQL open, SQL connect open. So I'm going to grab these. Let's come right down here, paste and say dot open, enter parenthesis there. Now I want my command, so SQL command, this one, paste that in here. Okay, I want the SQL command equals SQL com dot create command. Now we want the string command text. Equals, now that will be my command, select all from student. There, that is my instruction to open up the student. Okay, now here's going to be database equals new Sqlite, and the new Sqlite is going to be the data adapter right there, and that will be command text, comma SQL connect. Yeah, enter semicolon there. Now ds dot reset. So close that. Then let's say db dot fill. There we go. What else do we need? We now need the, this is the difficult bit, the rest is gonna be fun. So let's say SQL dt, and that is going to be equals ds dot table, and square bracket is 0 comma, and data grid view. What's the name of our data grid view? So this one should actually have ds, so that error should go now. There. Now let's see the name of my data grid view. Let's come in here, scroll right down, we need that. And okay, it's in uppercase. So data grid view, just copy that, come right down here, paste that data grid view 1 dot data source. The data source equals SQL data, there, and SQL connect dot close. I think we can now call this inside the form. There we go. Right. Okay, let's call it inside a form load. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to copy that, load database, copy, and go straight inside form load right there and paste there. Okay guys, now that we've called that, we now need to try it out. In fact, this is decision time. So have a good look at the lines of code. I actually added this, and those are my variables. And here, this is where I've connected my database. Okay, take a good look at it. I'm writing here execute query, and this is the method that I would like to call this very database. Okay, making sure you're actually calling it right here. You call the function right inside the form load. So let's run it and see how it's gonna look like. There we go, look at that, successful. There is nothing in there. Okay, so with that guys, I'm gonna call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.